Shannon Allen along with you, and we only got 2 more weeks after this one, guys, for the regular season. We'll have the open date at the end of the season, obviously because of Hurricane Florence. The schools down east get an extra week to pick things back up, but Terry, we don't have that much longer, man.
No, we do not, and and the closer you get to that open date, a lot of teams that are on the bubble are starting to think, well, do I play or do I not play? Where's the middle going to be situated from the east to the west? And there's a lot to be determined yet, and that open date is going to be huge, and especially, again, for them middle teams who do not know.
Well, Shannon, talking about that open date, what would you do if you're one of those bubble teams where, you could either tell the kids go ahead and, some of them go play basketball, go wrestle, whatever, or do you keep the guys around and, you want that playoff matchup whether or not it's home or road?
So you gotta, in my opinion, you gotta keep practicing and just get yourself ready for that next week. But if possible, next week game. But that's a tough situation to be in with the not knowing. You got that week. You think about it. You said we have 2 weeks after this week. And that's like another month before playoff starts, right?
Yeah.
And you think about it, you're like, wow, that's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just 2 more weeks left in the regular season after tonight. So, in my opinion, you practice. You got to strap them up, keep going.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right, so before we get into Week 10's picks, Terry, want to go over Week 9 for us?
We sure can. In the Southern Piedmont 1A Conference, it was Vesper City 27, Pine Lake Prep 14, Cherryville 34, Union Academy 24. Big win there for Cherryville.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas Jefferson, no trouble with Highland Tech 68-12, and Mountain Island Charter 54, Community School of Davison 24. In the South Fork Athletic 2A Conference, it was Bandy's 35, East Lincoln 14. Bandy's, again, Coach Eanes is proving that they're pretty tough this year as they go into tonight's game. It was West Lincoln 20, Lincoln 14. Hard-fought victory there, but West Lincoln comes out on top. It was Maiden losing to North Lincoln 21-19. North Lincoln's first ever victory over Maiden. Maiden honored their 1978 state championship team last week also. It was Newton Conover 52, Lake Norman Charter 28. In the Southwestern Athletic 2A Conference, it was Chase 33, East Gaston 7. Shelby no trouble with RS Central 55-7. South Point 35, East Rutherford 24. In the Northwestern Foothills 2A Conference, it was High Brighton 70, 24 straight wins for him, 89 wins for Coach Lewis. He'll go for win number 90 tonight. It was Bunker Hill 26, East Burke 21, and Patton 23, West Iredale 7. In the Big South 3A Conference, it was Kings Mountain 63, Ashbrook 20. Very dominating performance by Kings Mountain last week. It was Burns, a big win, 49-31 over Forest View. Hunter Huss 14-0 over Crest. Kind of been really impressed with that. That game was really 7-0. A late fumble by Crest, and they put that one in. A few missed opportunities at the start of the game for Crest, but he come away with 0 points against Hunter Huss. It was Stuart Kramer 41, North Gaston 26. In the Northwestern 3A 4A Conference, it was Hickory 68, West Caldwell 21. It was Freedom 58, South Caldwell 14. Alexander Central 49, McDowell 0. And Watauga 49, St. Stephen's 7. Ryan Hobbs, the coach at Watauga, is 101-33, but he's 51-19 at Watauga.
All right, Terry. Well, thanks for wrapping up Week 9, and guys, we'll go ahead and jump right into Week 10s. We'll start on the far board. We'll start with a couple teams. They've had a rough season. We'll put it lightly. Bunker Hill travels to West Iredale. Terry, who are you picking in that one?
Bunker Hill going to West Iredale. You sit back and West Iredale got beat last week. I was kind of surprised at that, but coming back tonight, can Bunker Hill pick up a victory on the road at West Iredale? I think this is where West Iredale's going to bounce back. They're 4-4, 2-1 in the conference. They cannot afford another loss in the conference, but I've got West Iredale winning this one 21-14.
I'm gonna go opposite. I think Bunker Hill, they're on a 2-game winning streak. They found something that has worked and it's clicking. So I think Bunker Hill's going to pick up. This will be their 3rd win, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's a winning streak. You get two wins are back to back. 3 wins a winning streak.
They're having a great month. Bunker Hill, I think they will go into West Iredale and continue to do whatever it is they're doing because whatever it is working.
Yeah.
And those kids are feeding off that in the game momentum. I'm gonna say 21-17, Bunker Hill.
All right, now we'll move over to Fred T. Ford traveling over to Drone. Shannon, who you picking?
I'm going to go with Fred T. Ford. Drone is just I like Fred T. Ford. You know they're going to have a great line. I think they're going to be able to move the football, and I think they'll go up there and continue doing so. I'm going to say a 35-21 type game.
Yeah, and I'm also the same way. I know Drone, they got a passing offense, but I don't know what else they do. Every time I read something about them, it's the quarterback doing a lot of passes, closing in on 2,500 yards. But what else do? They cannot score. So, I mean, you can move it from 20 to 20 and look great, but if you cannot put it in the end zone, you know, it's a whole different thing. But I got Fred T. Ford winning this one also at Drone. Fred T. Ford 35, Drone 21.
All right, now we'll take it up 321 as West Caldwell will travel over to Freedom. Shannon, who you picking?
Oh, well, Freedom. Excuse me. Freedom's right now between them and Watauga. That's the two teams in that conference. They're the standard. You know, you're going to have to beat them if you're going to do anything. West Caldwell's struggling on all facets this year, all phases, and Freedom will have no problem with them tonight. I'm going to say 49-7 game.
I got a feeling it's going to be a lot worse if it wants to be. West Caldwell comes in being outscored 449-40. Wow. They've been shut out 5 times. They've given up 56 points a game, and they're only scoring 5. So here's another one. You know, we talked about last week that High Brighton could score 70, and they did. This is one that I'm going to say Freedom can score 60, and they probably will. Freedom 61, West Caldwell 7.
All right, we'll stay in the Northwestern 3A, 4A, and right around that area up in Catawba County as South Caldwell will make the trip down to take on Hickory. Terry, who you got?
Well, this one I think is going to be a little surprising. I think South Caldwell is going to be able to play with Hickory a little bit. They've been putting up a few points here lately. Come in 2-6, 1-3 to Hickory's 4-4, 2-2. But I think Hickory's going to be too much at home in this game, and I got Hickory winning 35-28.
The only way South Caldwell's going to be able to do anything with Hickory is a pregame when they get in their way. Hickory's just going to be too strong. They're playing at home. You know, they're looking ahead. They're not looking ahead. They're getting ready for the postseason. South Caldwell, yeah, they're having a better year than they did last year. But Hickory, I think, is just going to be more athletic, and I think they'll be able to control the game. I'm going to say 49-14.
And now we got Alexander Central making the trip to St. Stephen's. Alexander Central had a little bit of a hiccup earlier in the year with the back-to-back losses. Both of these teams with identical 2-2 records in conference, but Alexander Central a good 6-2 mark overall. Terry, who you got?
Well, you're going on the road to St. Stephen's. St. Stephen's come in 3-5, 2-2 in the conference. Same matchup as Alexander, 2-2 in the conference, but Alexander Central's 2 losses come to Watauga and Freedom, the 2 best teams in the conference. So on the road, I got Alexander Central winning this one, 42-14.
Yeah, I agree with you. Central's the best team, or the third best team behind Watauga and Freedom. They're just going to be too athletic, too many athletes on the field to be able to for St. Stephen's to try to be able to stop them. So Alexander Central, I'm going to say 42-7.
All right, we'll round out the Northwestern 3A, 4A with the lone undefeated team left Watauga as they'll make the trip to McDowell. And Terry, you know, McDowell a little bit more improved over that 1-win campaign last year. Who you got in this one?
Well, McDowell started off 2-0 on the year, and since then they've only won 1 game. They did beat a South Caldwell team
That's
to get them
basically your 4A championship.
4A pop, you know. But the problem you're running in here is South Caldwell does have a victory, so every game from here on out means a lot to McDowell to the end of the season. But Watauga comes in here the number 8 AP 3A team in the state, and I don't think they're going to have any trouble here. I've got them Watauga 55, McDowell 14.
Yeah, Watauga will continue. But now here's the thing, and I think Watauga win like 56-0. It's not going to be close, but you're talking about what's going on in that conference. Who's going to get the next win? That's going to be interesting. McDowell or South Caldwell. Now that's what they're fighting for. So that's from the bottom part of that conference, you're saying, okay, this is a good matchup. We're getting a little competition we got here. So, yeah, it won't happen tonight. Watauga's going to easily beat McDowell.
Now we'll jump into the Northwestern Foothills 2A as the number 1 2A team in the state. High Brighton will travel over to East Burke. Shannon, who you got in that one?
High Brighton will easily. They've already won this game. East Burke. It's just going to be unfair. Again, 70 points easily 70 points against East Burke. So I'm going to say 70-7.
Well, High Brighton comes in the number 1 AP 2A team in the state. Coach Clay Lewis goes for win number 90 in his career as he comes in 89-28. But tonight should be no trouble. I don't know about 70. I got High Brighton 63, Eastburg 7.
A combined 70, Terry. He's playing the over-under. All right, we'll jump into the Southern Piedmont 1A now as Union Academy Cardinals will take on the Community School of Davidson Spartans. These are two teams that, can go either way. They can play really good, or some nights they might just not show up. But, Terry, who are you picking on this one?
Second meeting between these two schools last year, it was 38-36. Community School of Davidson come out on top, and I expect about the same thing to happen tonight. I don't think neither one of them's going to stop each other, and I think it's going to come down to whoever's got the ball late in the game for this one. And Community School of Davidson playing at home, I'm going to give them a little nudge there for them playing at their home field, and I'm going to go Community School of Davidson 38, Union Academy 36.
Well, there you go. And I agree with you. It's going to be a close game because neither one of them's going to be able to stop the other one. But this is, like I said before, these two teams. This is that middle group in this conference. That, they can be a spoiler, and you don't know what they're going to do. But Community School of Davidson trying to bounce back after the terrible loss last week, and I think they will. I'm going to say 35-28.
All right, now we'll move up into Mooresville, North Carolina, as the Pine Lake Prep Pride will host the Mountain Island Charter Raptors. Obviously, Mountain Island Charter is a team that, we think it has as good a shot as any really in that Southern Piedmont 1A of making a deep playoff run. Terry, who you got in that one?
Well, Mountain Island Charter come in 6-2, 3-1, and that one loss to Bessemer City early is haunting them right now. Pine Lake Prep 4-4, 1-3. Pine Lake Prep leads this all-time series 3-1, and it should be 2-2. But in 2016, Mountain Island Charter was called with an illegal player out on the field, and they had to give up a forfeit game. So really 2-2, but Pine Lake leads 3-1 in the series. What I expect here, Pine Lake should win. They got all the muscle and the skill power, and I think that one loss has come back to haunt them, and I don't think they're going to look back from here, is what I'm saying. So Mountain Island Charter 55, Pine Lake Prep 21.
You said Pine Lake will win.
That's it.
Kind of got mixed up there. A little psychological. All right, anyway, Mountain Island Charter is just offensively too strong. Burris probably the best running back. I think he's listed as the best maybe in the state.
Yeah, might be.
Something like
he's
that.
He's a 3-star recruit. So.
Yeah, but maybe not the best. Maybe top 5. Yeah. But I think he's committed to Chapel Hill. That's where he's going to go play ball. But he's going to run wild. 56 is not there. 56-7.
I get one more pick in before we head to our first commercial break, and this one you'll be able to listen to on WCSL 1590 AM, 92.3 FM, and KTCBroadcasting.com. Milton Baker, Danny Aker on the call for the Cherryville Ironmen at the Highland Tech Rams. Obviously, you guys, Highland had that good hot start to the season. Cherryville, it seems like they're coming on a little strong now. So who you picking, Terry?
Highland Tech. Everybody wants another victory. They've only got one conference victory of all time. They come in here against Cherryville. Cherryville is 13-0 against them, and they've scored 539 points in all the games. That's 41 points a game. And Highland Tech scored 136, and it averaged out to 10.4 points a game. And I got a feeling this is pretty much what's going to happen again tonight. Highland Tech's going to be able to control the ball more. I think Cherryville's still going to win the game, and I got Coach Pruitt and them winning this game 35-14.
Yeah, and again, Highland Tech, they're scoring 12 points last week against Thomas Jefferson, which is probably a good thing for them. They're at least being able to move the football. That wing T offense, you gotta love it. But Cherryville, it'll be closer tonight. Highland won't get blown out, but Cherryville will win just for the skill factor. Being able to put the skill players in the right position. But Cherryville, 42-7.
All right, well, that'll take us to our first commercial break. We'll be right back on the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show, only on KTC Broadcasting.
Great rates for good drivers and not so lucky drivers at Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby. From auto to home to life to health to business to motorcycles and RV insurance, Witherspoon Insurance Agency can help. Let them compare their rates featuring National General Insurance. You get low down payments and low monthly payments. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby. Call 704-480-9595 or visit the website at witherspooninsurance.com.
It's Mush, Music and Mutts, Saturday, October 20th from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. in Uptown Shelby. Join the fun with children's activities, inflatables, a pet parade, a canine demonstration, and 2 big outdoor stages for music, along with the Little Miss Livermush pageant. Plus, join the boss for our live remote broadcast, brought to you by Alley's Cafe on Highway 180 North in Shelby, by Bill Schubert Heating and Air on Campbell Street in Shelby, by Bruner's Automotive in downtown Cherryville, by Carolina Auto Glass on South Post Road in Shelby, by Dallied on West Marion Street in Shelby, by Denny's Restaurant on Highway 74 East in Shelby, by Diane Ledbetter Foothills Living Remax on East Marion Street in Shelby, and by Eric Johnson Auto Sales on the Tryon Courthouse Road in Cherryville. So join us for our live remote broadcast this Saturday, October 20th, during the Mush, Music and Mutts Festival in Uptown Shelby.
Get your insurance quote today from Gaylord Brawley Nationwide Insurance Agency in Shelby. Call and talk with Bart, Gary, Heather, or Gaylord today. They've been serving individuals, families, and businesses in Cleveland County for over 24 years, offering auto, home, business, or life insurance. They strive to exceed their customers' expectations. Expect the best, and you get the best with Gaylord Brawley Nationwide Insurance Agency, 1235 Falston Road, Highway 18 North in Shelby. Call 704-484-2680 today. Hi, I'm Calvin Hastings. I want to invite you to join the boss as we broadcast live this Saturday, October 20th, during the 50th anniversary celebration at Luz Fish Box on Shelby Road in Kings Mountain. And you're invited. Come help us celebrate as Luz Fish Box rolls back the prices. You'll find some great prices from 4 p.m. till 9 p.m. that day. And come on by our booth and register to win. We're giving away free prizes. Also, Luz Fish Box will be giving away free prizes. We've got Renaissance Festival tickets, free rounds of golf at the Kings Mountain Country Club, Southern Christmas Show tickets, Boss T-shirts, and more. So plan now to be there this Saturday, October 20th at Luz Fish Box for a live radio broadcast from 4 to 7 p.m. Luz Fish Box, 1104 Shelby Road, Old Highway 74 West in Kings Mountain.
Say, kids, what time is it?
This is the 60s.
Hey, J.J. Wilson here, reminding you to tune in this weekend for This is the 60s, featuring the best music from the best decade and so much more. There's 60s television, movies, news, pop culture, trivia, novelty songs, interviews, deep cuts, and a whole lot more. It's peace, love, and rock and roll on This is the 60s.
This is the 60s, Friday mornings from 10 a.m. till 12 noon on The Balls, WOHS, AM and FM in Shelby, WLON in Lincoln.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an auto owner's independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with Auto Owners Insurance.
Your Auto Owners Insurance Agency is Maxwell Hamrick Insurance Agency in Bowling Springs, Shelby, and Spindale. Online at mbhamrickins.com. When you buy a pre-owned vehicle, you've got to know who you're buying from. That's why more and more people are buying their pre-owned vehicles from First Choice Auto Sales in Falston. They are family-owned and operated and have been in business for over 21 years at the same location. From trucks to SUVs and cars, you'll find them all. Call 704-538-1144 or visit them online at firstchoiceautonc.com. First Choice Auto Sales, 5270 Falston Road, Highway 18 North in Falston.
Yeah. You hear them pads going clack, 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 clack. You hear them clicks going tap, 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 tap. 704 beats per hour.
Welcome back inside the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. These guys are already talking about State and Clemson on Saturday, but guys, let's get back into some football around here.
We are.
And we'll start up in Pumpkin Center as Newton Conover, the Red Devils, make the trip over to take on the Knights of North Lincoln. And Terry, Coach Basil's had some real big picks, or big games rather. We're calling big game Basil. You think he picks up another big conference win, stays undefeated?
You know, every week that we come in here, we always think, okay, Coach Basil's going to lose, and he proves us wrong.
Oh, yeah.
He understands what he's got to prepare his team for, and whatever they're running, he's able to stop it. So we coming into this one. I got seen a lot of people said, "Hey, Newton's going to upset them this time." You know, is it a rivalry battle? Maybe not a rivalry battle, but I don't know. I mean, again, I'm never going to go against him until he proves me wrong. I got a feeling whatever game plan he's sticking in place this week will last again. And I've got North Lincoln winning this one. It's going to be a close one, but I got North Lincoln winning this one like 26-24.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think you talk about a rivalry. I don't think it is, but I think the coaches, you know, guy at North Lincoln, what's his name?
Basil, Nick Basil.
No, at Newton.
Oh, Pack.
He was at North Lincoln. You know,
yeah.
I think that's going to be the that's going to be the rivalry thing. You know, if you want to talk about but Terry, I agree with you. Basil. Hey, I mean, when it comes to scheming a defense against an offense, you know, different offenses each week, he may be the best around here. Best I've seen this year. Let's put it that way, because you know I really wasn't a believer in North Lincoln, but I am now. I think it's. I don't think Newton. Maybe they may score. Would you say they get? Would you say the score would be?
I said 26-24.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be. I think it'll be probably like a 21-7 game. I don't think Newton's gonna be able to score. I think Basil's going to scheme that. They're going to be able to stop them that much. So.
You know, coming in this first time, North Lincoln has won 6 games since 2008. They went 7-5 that year, but the most win ever for them was in 2007 when they won 10, and that was with Coach Beam down there. But you know, again, Coach Basil, congratulations! You've proven me wrong every week.
And it'll be interesting come playoff time too. And I know you're not looking ahead, but I am. And if I'm having to play North Lincoln on paper, like, oh, well, you know, whoever it is, I will beat them. But when you never know, man.
Yeah, when you line up,
defense, it's hard this year. That's good. So.
All right, now we'll take it just up the road, up 150 as Lake Norman Charter looks to take on Lincoln and Wolves. Lincoln looking to stop a 4-game skid. Terry, you think tonight's the night?
Well, Lincoln leads this series 2-1. And I go back and I continue to look at Lincoln, and you know, and everybody says, yeah, we're no good. Well, you know, and you're proving it out on the field. Last week, I think they played better, and here's the deal. I know they have had a little bit of controversy up there, and a few players are not there no more. But the team they put on the field last week thought they could win. They played well, you know, but you come up a little short. But, you know, Coach Gibson and them are still going in the right direction, I think, even with moves that they're making in the middle of the season. So, you know, again, the last time Lincoln and I go back and I kept looking, when's the last time Lincoln and only had 2 wins? I think they're going to win this game. I think they can beat Lake Norman Charter. And that'll give them 2 wins for the year, and then they'll still have to have a home game against North Lincoln. They'll have to go away to play Maiden, so I wonder if they can pull those off. But if they do not, last time Lincoln had only won 2 games was way back in 1984. Wow. They went 2-8. So I'm gonna go with Lincoln tonight, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be pretty easy. Lincoln in 38, Lake Norman Charter 14.
I agree with you. I think Lincoln, they will win their second game tonight. I just think, again, with all the trouble that's going on up there, the problem, well, what do you want to call it, you know, they're going to still put athletes on the field. And Lake Norman Charter just doesn't, I don't think they're going to be able to match them. And but yeah, I'm not going to go as many. I'm going to say like a 28-7 type game. I think you know they'll put it together. You know, if they got the kids out there that want to win, that want to be there, that want to be as a team, you know, they can turn this around. Whatever little time they have left, you can still turn it around. So.
All right, now we'll jump back into Southern Piedmont 1A, and this is probably easily the biggest game of the night in that conference, as Bessemer City will travel up to Mooresboro to take on the Thomas Jefferson Classical Academy Griffins. Bessemer City coming in this one at 5-3. Thomas Jefferson unbeaten at 8-0, but more importantly maybe is the fact that both of these teams are 4-0 in conference. Shannon, I know you like Thomas Jefferson a lot. You think they stay undefeated?
Yeah, I'm not confident on that, but I think it will. Playing at home is a lot different than playing on the road. We all know that. But Thomas Jefferson, they just have everything. Everything seems to be clicking right now, you know. And I think they're going to be more of a fluid offense defensively. Yeah, they may give up a couple touchdowns, but I think they can. Offensively, I think they'll run. They'll be fine. I'm gonna say 35-14. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be that type of game. But Bessemer, now, 3 weeks ago, I said it'd be a blowout. You know, but Bessemer's turned around. So You never know, but I think Thomas Jefferson will.
Thomas Jefferson come in here as the number 9 AP 1A team in the state. They lead this series 3-2. Bessemer City won the first 2. Thomas Jefferson's won the last 3. And some of the scores coming down the stretch is I think about what's going to happen tonight. Thomas Jefferson won in 2015, 35-24. 2016, 42-8. 2017, 26-14. And that's about what I'm looking for tonight. I think that Thomas Jefferson's going to be able to score. I don't think they're going to run it up on Bessemer like they have a few other teams. Yeah. But I've still got them winning this one 32-14 over Bessemer City.
Right, now we'll jump over to the Southwestern 2A Conference as East Rutherford, fresh off a loss last week, looked to take off a Chase team fresh off a win last week. Shannon, I know you like the East Rutherford that offense especially a lot. You think they bounce back this week?
Yeah, I do. But this game here this is what you call a trap game because East has Shelby next week, and I think they're looking. And I've heard, and I don't know how true this is, but they're looking already ahead to that game. But Chase, I've seen them play. They're not a bad football team, but they're just not one of those teams that says, okay, we've got to be worried about those guys. East Rutherford offensively. I think they'll do whatever all they've been doing all year, and they'll get back on the winning track. But it'll be 42-14. But they cannot look past Chase. I mean, Chase. This is a rivalry game. You want to talk about a rivalry game? This is a Rutherford County rivalry game here, and fans don't like each other, players don't like each other, and it's. But again, it could be a trap game. So, but I think East Rutherford will.
As you come into this game, East Rutherford comes in as the number 9 AP 2A team in the state. They've won the last 6 in this series, 11 out of the last 15. Last year they won 41-6. And it's bad when I think of East Rutherford and you think, okay, they lost to South Point. They bounce back and they win this week. Then they lose to Shelby. And let's just say they finish out and they finish 9-2. What a great year, but you finished 3rd in your conference. And that's what anybody that's picking this conference would have said. East Rutherford, you're probably 3rd best, and that might be the only 2 losses you have. And finishing 3rd in your conference, that means you got to go on the road somewhere. But that's going to be a stout opponent for somebody to have to play that's coming to their place in the first round. But again, I'm with y'all. I think East Rutherford's got too much speed in this game. Last week they really didn't play South Point as tough as I thought they would. I mean, South Point ends up winning by 11. And this one tonight, I think East Rutherford going to bounce back, and they're going to try to prove to a lot of people besides theirself that we are a better team than this. But I got East Rutherford winning this one 42-7 over Chase.
All right, well, that'll take us to our next commercial break here on the Witherspoon Insurance Pregame Show. We'll be right back, only on KTC Broadcasting.
Great rates for good drivers and not so lucky drivers at Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby. From auto to home to life to health to business to motorcycles and RV insurance, Witherspoon Insurance Agency can help. Let them compare their rates featuring National General Insurance. You get low down payments and low monthly payments. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby. Call 704-480-9595 or visit the website at witherspooninsurance.com. It's Mush, Music, and Mutts this Friday and Saturday, October 19th and 20th. On October 19th, it's the North Carolina Brew Festival and Chili Cook-Off from 6 until 9:30. And on Saturday, October 20th, it's the official North Carolina Liver Mush Festival from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. Crafts, music, a pet parade, and costume contest. And the Little Miss Liver Mush pageant. For information, go to mushmusicandmutts.com. This Friday and Saturday, October 19th and 20th in Uptown Shelby.
Terry Clark inviting you to join me this week for Country Gold, where we play all your favorites from the 80s and 90s.
Country Gold with Terry Clark, Wednesday afternoons at 1 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, online at kdcbroadcasting.com. Full Throttle Power Sports in Gastonia is now your Easy Go golf cart dealer. Come in and get yours today. And for a limited time, buy an Easy Go golf cart and get 0% financing for 48 months. Come on in for all of the details. But that's not all. In addition to Yamaha and Polaris, Full Throttle Power Sports is now your Arctic Cat dealer. Take advantage of their Rush to Ride sales event with rebates of up to $1,500. Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk-In Law, online at ncfullthrottle.com.
Hello, I'm David Brinkley. I'm running for North Carolina House in Cleveland County. Visit our website, brinkley4nc.com, to read about the issues we believe in, including education and all the employees involved in running our school system. Team Purple believes in uniting, not dividing. On our website, we discuss not only educators, but our law enforcement, fire departments, and our education lottery system. Thank you. Vote David Brinkley, November the 6th.
This announcement is paid for by David C. Brinkley for NC House.
Here's What's Up in Cleveland, Gaston, and Lincoln counties. Brought to you by the What's Up Shopper, Carolina Country WCSL, and the Boss WOHS and WLON. There will be a Cherryville Job Fair Thursday, November 8th from 9 a.m. till 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the City of Cherryville Fire Department on East Church Street in Cherryville. Meet and greet with employers that are hiring today. The Boger City Fall Craft Fair is November 3rd from 8 a.m. till 2 p.m. 2320 East Main Street in Lincoln at Boger City Methodist Church. And that's What's Up, brought to you by the What's Up Shopper, Carolina Country WCSL, 1590 AM, 92.3 FM. The Boss WOHS, 1390 AM, 101.5 FM. And WLON, 1050 AM, 107.5 FM. For more information, go to whatsupshopper.com.
Our attention is on the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series playoffs.
Here's Cole Custer. He's digging to the inside of Elliott Sadler.
Round 2 of the playoffs opens in Kansas City.
He's got to go to the whip and get there in a hurry.
And the 8 remaining title hopefuls are fighting for an edge.
Oh, here we go. Trouble. Turn number 4. Tift up the racetrack.
The Kansas Lottery 300.
Oh, and Matt Tift is not happy. Tift is tracking him down.
Saturday at 2:30 on the Motor Racing Network.
The Kansas Lottery 300 this Saturday afternoon at 2:30 on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, online at ktcbroadcasting.com. For over 100 years, the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home in Falston has been providing services to families of our community with care and compassion. And now the Stamey Funeral Home has added the Cremation Center along with a new name, the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center. The Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center on Highway 182 in Falston, and the Stamey Funeral Home in Cherryville, located on Dixie Street in Cherryville, serving you with care and compassion in your time of need.
People are talking about when they listen to The Boss.
I listen to it all the time. I've got it on you guys all day long.
The Boss, 101.5 FM, 1390 AM, WOHS, Shelby.
Welcome back inside the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. Shannon finally got food from Max Grill. I don't know if he ordered it, but I came in, or I went back into the room, and nobody else's box had their name on it.
It was so special.
He had his name on it.
They got a special text by myself today.
Aw.
Sent it to me.
Aw.
Secret ingredients.
Well, I had a grilled chicken sandwich for the first time, and it's already gone. I pulled a Hunter Yancey, and it's disappeared. Terry, what'd you get?
I got some chicken tenders and some onion rings, and they're both good. I just hadn't had a chance to dig into them, but I've tasted both, and great.
And Shannon, what did you get in your matchup box?
The grilled chicken breast and toast.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with that grilled chicken.
Nah, dude,
that's some of the best grilled chicken I've ever had, and I'm not even exaggerating one bit. All right, now let's get back into football, and we'll start not too far up the road in Vail. We've got a good one between 2 7-1 teams. The Bandy's Trojans come into town to take on the West Lincoln Rebels on homecoming. Terry, I know they had a big day up there today, and do you think maybe that took away from maybe a little bit of concentration away from the kids tonight in the big game, or you think the Rebels are able to keep rolling and stay on track for maybe a conference championship?
Well, as you go in and you have homecoming week, every day is something. I mean, you've got around the world day, you've got dressed up as your buddy's day, and your favorite school day.
We didn't have all these fancy Spirit Week themes when I was in high school. It was just the basic, dress backwards day or something real basic. Now they have very specific
the doors. That's the door to the classroom, your homeroom class. You just decorated the doors like, hey,
y'all don't understand it. West Lincoln, Today is Daisy Duke Day.
Oh boy, that's
For the guys, for the girls. It's a Daisy Duke Day.
There's a lot of
tractor
thighs.
parade.
There's a lot
this
of thighs.
morning.
Yeah, tractor parade. I've heard about
Yeah,
that.
and then we go to a talent show. And then when we get through with that, we go to one period, and then we eat.
Y'all even have class in
and
there?
then we come back and we have a pep rally. So, you know,
Do you do
it's
anything
one
in school?
field.
Is there any
school
actual
day.
schoolwork that gets done over there?
I'd have been a scholar. I'd have been a scholar.
Oof, man, I'd have loved it. Yeah, I don't know what I would have done. But Terry, let's get back to football. You think? What do you think goes down tonight?
Well, Bandys comes in there, and this is going to be one of them smash you in the face up front. It's going to be whichever offensive line is going to win. I mean, they come in with Ethan Howard. He's got 3,431 yards all time. He's only 616 away from being the #1 rusher of Bandys of all time. Chris Spade leads that with 4,047. So this guy gets the ball, and he's tough to bring down. For West Lincoln, you come back and you got Brendan Eichert. He's got 854 yards, 7 touchdowns. Nathan Fansuk, 801 yards, 11 touchdowns. And again, we can talk about running backs. We can talk about Seth Willis at quarterback, and their quarterback. But it all comes up who wins the battle up front. And we're talking about a whole game. This is the big thing. Slowly, West Lincoln has wore people down as the game has went on. As I've been watching Bandys, they've done the same thing. This is a series that started way back in 1962. Bandys won the first game 25-20. West Lincoln's first win come in 1964, a 14-12 win. The last win for West Lincoln went back all the way to 1992, a 28-24 win. They've had 17 straight losses in this series. 20 of the last 21 they've lost. Brendan Elliott, he went 5-4 against Bandys in his series. He's the all-time winningest coach at West Lincoln from 1965 to 1973. And you talk about winning seasons. A win tonight would give West Lincoln a tie along with 4 or 5 other teams that have come through that won 8 games. That's the most wins ever at West Lincoln. Tom Sane did it in 2010. Brent Elliott did it in 67, 68, 69, and 71. What do I expect out of tonight? I expect that this game is going to be, again, up front. And I'm going to go with the same score that I put in our pick'em space. I got West Lincoln winning this game 28-24, but it's going to come down to whoever's got the ball last.
Yeah, that's I agree. Everything you said there about who wins the battle line of scrimmage, who can control it, and the way you laid out West Lincoln, the backfield. Okay, but when you said something about Bandys, they only got one player. It seems like they got one running back. That's their workhorse, and that's the pack mule. They put everything in him, and they say, all right, this is what we're going to do. If you can stop him, you stop us. And granted, nobody has yet, but I don't think Bandys has played a team maybe as good up front as West Lincoln, as physical. Let's put it that way, as physical. And West Lincoln's playing at home. I think that's going to be a huge advantage for them. Obviously, the whole community's pumped up for it. Bandys is going to come in ready. But I think, and I'm with you, I'm going to pick West Lincoln, but I'm going to say like a 28-27. It's going to be close, and this is your conference. This is, to me, this is your conference championship. If everything plays out right. But you got to win this one to win it. So I think West Lincoln will do it.
Well, we were speaking a minute ago. East Rutherford could go 9-2 and finish third. Yeah. West Lincoln loses this game, they could do the same thing, go 9-2 and finish third.
That'd be tough. Wow. That'd be real tough. All right, our next game, you'll be able to listen to it on WOHS 1390 AM and 101.5 FM, as well as watch it on the Crest Chargers YouTube channel. It'll be the North Gaston Wildcats making the trip from Dallas to Boiling Springs to take on the Crest Chargers. Andy Foster, Tim Foster, and Rob Roop on the call for that one. And you guys, North Gaston, obviously, without a couple weeks ago, they lost Isaiah McNeil. You're down to really just Kareem Kenby in that backfield to bear a lot of that load. Crest coming off of, the 14-0 shutout loss last week to Hunter Huss. Shane, you think Crest bounces back in a big way?
Yes, I think they do. And I think, people look at that loss last week and say, well, they got beat. Well, yeah, they got beat, or they got shut out. But they only gave up 14. Crest's defense is real. I mean, they're I'll give them all, gripe and all that stuff and try to, but they're the real deal. And This is just the next game. I think probably Coach Edens has told these players there's nothing we can do about that, but we probably want them later. If we get them in the playoffs, then we'll get them back, something like that. But North Gaston doesn't have a chance tonight. Come to Crest, and Crest will put. I think it's going to be like a 42-7 game. Crest is they'll make a statement tonight.
And I've got Crest as the number 9 AP3A team in the state of North Carolina, and I'm with you, Shannon. I don't think North Gaston can bring enough players to play with Crest. It's going to be over early, and and I'm just going to be right on the same bandwagon. Crest 45, North Gaston 7.
And no offense to North Gaston, I think
there's nothing wrong.
Yeah, even if McNeil was not hurt, even if they were healthy and firing on all cylinders, they would still lose tonight.
Yeah. So. All right, now we'll turn to New Hope Road as the Stuart Kramer Storm will make the short trip from Belmont over to Ashbrook to take on the Green Wave. Ashbrook coming off a tough loss to Kings Mountain last weekend. Stuart Kramer coming off a pretty close win to North Gaston as well. Terry, who you picking in this one?
Stuart Kramer on the road. We keep saying, give me a game. And I think tonight will be the game. I think Stuart Kramer at Ashbrook, I can never figure Ashbrook out. One week they play like they cannot be beat, and then the next week was like last week, and when they fall behind quick, and it starts to spread. The whole route starts to get wide open. Stuart Kramer, I still think, though, this will be a good game all the way to the fourth quarter, but I think it's going to come down to it, and I think Stuart Kramer's going to win this game on account of, and how would I put this, a couple of the receivers are going to get open and end up separating this game. But anyway, I'm going to take Stuart Kramer in this one, 42-35.
Yeah, looking at just the last week's game, playing a team that has athletes, runs the spread, if you want to call it, with Kings Mountain, Ashbrook had a lot of trouble with that. Yeah. Stuart Kramer's going to bring the same thing, and I don't think they'll get beat as bad as they did last week, but they just don't have the – and I love that offense. Coach Andrews doing a great job. He's bringing that old South Point offense in there, but I don't think they've got enough firepower to say, okay, we're going to strike back. Yeah. They probably get a methodical drive, and they have a hiccup. Something happens, they lose the ball, boom, they're down. Now they're down 2 touchdowns. So I think Stuart Kramer wins 35-14.
All right, we'll take another commercial break, but we've got RS Central South Point coming up, East Gaston Shelby, Forest View at Huss, and Kings Mountain at Burns, all coming up on the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show, only on KDC Broadcast.
The subscription radio services have their opinion.
You must pay for everything in this world, one way and another.
Now hold on, that's not true.
There is nothing free.
We are. Thanks for supporting free radio.
The Balls, your beach oldies and sports stations, WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, and W268CU Shelby. Great rates for good drivers and not so lucky drivers at Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby. From auto to home to life to health to business to motorcycles and RV insurance, Witherspoon Insurance Agency can help. Let them compare their rates featuring National General Insurance. You get low down payments and low monthly payments. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby. Call 704-480-9595 or visit the website at witherspooninsurance.com. You could be the next satisfied customer at SNR Auto Sales in Shelby. Come in now and check out the huge selection of late model, pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and more. And with a low down payment, you could be riding today. Come in for all the details, and chances are you'll be the next satisfied customer from SNR Auto Sales, 417 South Post Road in Shelby, online at srautosales.com. Open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 on Saturday. That's SNR Auto Sales. Bill Shuford Heating and Air and American Standard presents the American Standard Set the Standard event. Now through November 30th, get up to $1,000 in discounts on qualifying American Standard equipment, or get 0% APR financing with 60 equal monthly payments, plus many more special Set the Standard event offers. See Bill Shuford Heating and Air for all the details. Bill Shuford Heating and Air, 213 Campbell Street in Shelby. Call 704-484-0025. Great rates for good drivers and not so lucky drivers at Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby. From auto to home to life to health to business to motorcycles and RV insurance, Witherspoon Insurance Agency can help. Let them compare their rates featuring National General Insurance. You get low down payments and low monthly payments. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby. Call 704-480-9595 or visit the website at witherspooninsurance.com. Get a free pumpkin at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. What did I say? That's right. Get a free pumpkin October 22nd through October 31st when you take a test drive at Renato Auto Mall. Test drive a Honda, get a free pumpkin. Test drive a Kia, get a free pumpkin. Test drive a GMC, get a free pumpkin. Test drive a Buick, get a free pumpkin. Test drive a pre-owned vehicle and get a free pumpkin October 22nd through October 31st only at Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at RenatoAutomall.com. And happy Halloween from Renato Auto Mall.
Welcome back inside the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. Carson Dockery, Texas Terry Reinhardt, and Shannon Allen making his way back. Terry, we'll jump back into the Southwestern 2A, and South Point's been on a roll. They've won 4 straight, including 3 over Ashbrook, big rival East Gaston, and then last week over another contender in their own conference, East Rutherford. Our Central is one of those teams, they might not stand out on paper, but you can't overlook them. Who are you picking in this one?
Well, tonight you can overlook them. South Point comes in as number 8 AP 2A team in the state. Last time not winning 10 games, you got to go all the way back to 2010. To me, people say, well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not winning 10 games. They went 9-4 that year, and they've won 10 of the last 11 years. They've had 10 or more wins. So, and now looking at their schedule, and I'm like, okay, so you win tonight, you go to 7-2. You got Chase, maybe 8-2, and then you finish out with Shelby, and then you're going to have to win in the first round of the playoffs to have 10 wins. But tonight shouldn't be any trouble. RS Central making that trip down there. Some people always say you make that trip and you're already down 14-0 before you ever get off. And this is going to be whatever South Point wants to score. And I've got South Point 63, RS Central 7.
Yeah, that's a long trip from Rutherford County, or from Rutherford to Belmont, but especially on a school bus. I was really surprised last week how good South Point, or how well South Point played against East Rutherford and was able to outscore them. But they had that defense that could stop them. Tonight, you said 63-7. It'll be that, and it's probably more. They're just too physical, too more. They just had too much more time than Central was this year.
All right, now we'll take it, or finish things out rather than that Southwestern 2A, as winless East Gaston will make the trip from Mount Holly to Shelby. Shelby looks like they're on the up and up after winning 4 games in a row themselves. They'll finish out at East Rutherford and then host South Point. Shannon, you think Shelby rolls tonight?
Yeah, it's homecoming there in Shelby, and so again, it's not as high tech as West Lincoln. They do have it for you, but yeah, East Gaston's got a lot of problems, with football right now. You maybe just don't have the talent. And Shelby is they're starting to get their stride now. They're starting to get that confidence, and this is games. This is where you learn it. So I'm gonna say probably 56-7. Shelby easily win this game tonight.
And East Gaston comes in here with only 2 winning seasons since 2005. That's 14 years. They did it in 2006, 11-3. They were conference champions. 2015 they went 7-5, and then they had an even year in 2009 at 6-6. But you're making that trip to Shelby, and I continue to look. You know how records are there, and either you keep them up or you break them or they lose them. Shelby comes in 45 of the last 46 years, and that's amazing to me. You have won 7 games or more. You come in tonight 5-3, 2-0, and you play them. This should be a plus win to give you number 6. But then your last 2, where it's at East Rutherford and South Point, so you're going to have to win one of those to have 7 wins or win in the first round of playoffs. But this is not even. I mean, it's whatever Shelby wants to do, and I don't know why we keep saying that today. Whatever this team wants to do, but that's what you run into in high school football a lot of times when another team does not match up. And I've got Shelby winning this one 63-0.
All right, we'll take it over to South Gastonia now as Forest View will make the trip up Union Road to take on the undefeated Hunter Huskies. Guys, this might not look like the greatest matchup on paper, 3-5 versus 8-0, 1-3 in conference versus 4-0 in conference. But when, outside of Ashbrook, Forest View is your biggest rival if you're Hunter Huss. These are kids that you probably went to middle school with. You want to beat Forest View no matter what your record or their record is. Shannon, who are you picking in this one?
I am picking Hunter Huss, and I agree with you. Forest View's not a bad team.
No.
They're you look at that record, you say, well, they're terrible. No, they're not. They're actually that middle
solid
team
team
that can do some damage. But I think Hunter Huss will win tonight, and I think they're, the game last week against Crest maybe was a wake up call. Say, hey, we gotta, we can win the close ones, but we need to be able to put more points on the board. But tonight, I'm gonna say 49 to 14. Hunter Huss will win, but playing at home, Forest View just does not have a horse in the road.
Hunter Huss comes in here as the number 4 AP 3A team in the state. To me, should be higher, but you know how the pollsters do. They come in here only giving up 62 points. That's the best defense in around our area at 7.7. And I went back and did a little history on this. Forest View leads this all-time history, 13 games to 6. And the first game these two teams ever played, Hunter Huss won the game 14-7, but had to turn around and forfeit because they had an ineligible player out on the field. And then Forest View went on to win the next 5 before losing in 2003, and Hunter Huss finally won 14-6 that year. But you come into this, and Hunter Huss is just totally dominant. They proved that last week against Crest, and now that Shannon breaks the stuff in his chicken. But anyway, Hunter Huss should have no trouble here. Hunter Huss 42, Forest View 14.
On top of all that, tonight is your final home game for Hunter Huss. So if you're in the area, get down there, get in there one more time before the Huskies travel to Stuart Kramer and then finish the season out at South Point. And then our final game of the night, it should be a good one over in Cleveland County, up in Lawndale. Kings Mountain will make the trip north to take on the Burns Bulldogs. Kings Mountain coming off of a good win over Ashbrook after a loss to Hunter Huss. They finish out the season at Forest View and then host Crest in the final week. And Burns has had their ups and downs this year. They come off a win over Forest View last week, over Forest View last week, and before that you had lost 3 straight. Burns has been as up and down a team as we've seen this year. Terry, who are you picking in this one?
Well, I had some people sending me texts like this would probably be Burns' chance for a victory. You got Kings Mountain coming in. They pretty much manhandled Ashbrook last week. It's already started looking towards Burns halfway through that game. I don't think this is going to be – I think Burns might be able to play with them in the first half, but the passing game will somehow change this game for Kings Mountain. Wade is going to have Pacer and them wide open a few times, and I've seen Burns before playing Stuart Kramer where a little move and then all of a sudden you lose your corner, and guys get wide open. You can't have that tonight. If you have at it with Wade and Pacer, they're going to have lots of room and lots of touchdowns to score. But I got Kings Mountain going over there. Do I think it will be close? Again, I think it'll be close in the first half. But again, Kings Mountain pulls away 42-21.
Terry, I agree with you about the passing game, but I'm going to go even one step further. I don't think the passing game can be the problem. It's just containing Wade. Burns has a problem on defense as far as the passing game, but I think they probably shored that up. Shored that up and got it ready to go. But now you got to account for Taylor Wade, and we're not even talking about Mac.
That's it. We didn't even mention.
So that's you got to like Burns. They're in that wing tee it's working. Kewan Pryor, he's going to get his 160, 70 yards, but he's not going to be enough. And Kings Mountain's just too stacked. Too critical up front, big line, and they're just going to be too more talent. Put it that way. I'm going to say 42-14. Kings
Mountain. And we talk about these games, but we're looking at Burns coming down the stretch. You're 3-5, 1-3. You got Kings Mountain tonight. Then you got Crest. And it might come down to that last game against North Gaston to determine whether you have enough wins to become eligible to be in the playoffs. And it might not be 4 that you got to have. It might be 5 now just to make you eligible to get in. So, big games coming up.
I think Burns is better fit to play a Crest team than they are Team Mountain.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, they can match them better.
We almost let one slip through the cracks rather. We had the Maiden Blue Devils at the East Lincoln Mustangs. This will be on WLON 1050 AM, 107.5 FM, and KTC Broadcasting. Ken Link, Tim Johnson, and Hunter Yancey on the call. And East Lincoln coming off a loss to Bandy's last week. That's 2 in a row to North Lincoln and then Bandy's. And for Maiden, they're a team that always seems to have really high expectations, but this year underachieving a little bit, only 1-3 in conference. Terry, who are you picking in that one?
You're playing at East Lincoln. They're different. And, and I keep looking for Sidney Dollar to make an impact in a game. And I don't think he has. And I think last week Maiden did not win, but they proved that they could play with North Lincoln coming down the stretch. But will it be enough tonight? I know Coach Will Byrne, he comes in 24-8 in his third season. Maiden leads this all-time series 25-8. They're still looking for win number 6 to make it 56 out of 66 years with at least 6 wins. What will happen tonight? I mean, for the people, that down there, and Lubowicz is doing a good job with what he's got, and a lot of people, miss bias because you got to go all the way back to 2004 since they had a losing season down there. So what will happen tonight? I got Maiden pulling a close one, but it's going to be close, and I got Maiden winning on the road 26-21.
Maiden had some players get hurt this year. I mean, we haven't even mentioned that. But yeah, they started off like on a little fire, and then all of a sudden they ran into something. And but I playing at East Lincoln, I think Maiden, I think East Lincoln is just they're going to be better fit at home. I think Maiden's got a lot of problems going on, and I think East Lincoln will take advantage of that because coaches have seen whatever West Lincoln did to Maiden, and they say, okay, if we can do that. What West Lincoln did. If we can do that, hey, we got a chance. And so I'm picking East Lincoln at home. I'm gonna say probably 28-14 game. I'd say East Lincoln will get the upset if you want to call it that.
All right, before we go to a commercial break, we'll go over our broadcasting schedule tonight. You are inside the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show on KTC Broadcasting as well as WLON, WOHS, and WCHL. As I mentioned, the WLON game of the week, it'll be on 1050 AM and 107.5 FM. That pregame starting shortly here at 6:30. Ken Link, Tim Johnson, and Hunter Yancey on the call for the Maiden Blue Devils at the East Lincoln Mustangs. Also coming up here at 6:30 on WOHS 1390 and 101.5 FM. It'll have the North Gaston Wildcats at the Crest Chargers. Andy Foster, Tim Foster, and Rob Roop on the call. At 7 o'clock on the Burns Bulldog YouTube channel, you'll be able to watch Kings Mountain at Burns. Tom Sinefani and Matt Royster on the call. On WCSL at 7 o'clock, Milton Baker, let me get that right, and Danny Aker on the call for Cherryville at the Highland Tech Rams. You'll be able to listen to that one on 1590, 92.3 FM, and KTCBroadcasting.com. And rounding out our broadcasting schedule for games tonight, East Gaston at Shelby, Brent Pasco and Jeff Jones on the call. You'll be able to watch that one on the Shelby Lions YouTube channel. That'll take us to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back on the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show only on KTC Broadcasting.
Beautiful weather out there today thanks to an area of high pressure settling in behind the cold front that pushed through. We will have plenty of sunshine out there today. High temperatures in the lower to middle 60s. Overnight tonight, mostly clear skies and it's chilly. Low temperatures tonight dip down into the upper 30s to lower 40s. Friday looks like another gorgeous day, mostly sunny with highs in the mid to upper 60s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
Currently from the KTC Broadcasting Studios, it's
6:30, and the temperature is 66 degrees.
Who shops at Putnam Distributors in Patterson Springs? Professional mechanic, shade tree mechanic, do-it-yourselfers, farmers, truckers, and industries. And maybe you should too. They have a knowledgeable and friendly parts counter staff, and they're glad to help you out anytime. And best of all, Putnam's prices are low on everything for everybody. Give them a call at 704-487-9395. It's in the phone book, or visit them online at PutnamDistributors.com. Located in downtown Patterson Springs off Highway 180 South. Just look for the signs.
Redefine comfort as you know it with a new Carrier Infinity system from Shelby Heating and Air Conditioning in Shelby. Carrier keeps you and your home comfortable. With a Carrier, you have the ability to cool or heat specific zones in your home to the exact temperature you desire. Ductless systems provide exceptional year-round comfort that are energy efficient and offer flexible duct-free installation. With a Carrier, you can reduce temperature swings of up to 50%. Find out more today by calling Shelby Heating and Air, 704-487-7877, or visit their website at shelbyheating.com.
Great rates for good drivers and not so lucky drivers at Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby. From auto to home to life to health to business to motorcycles and RV insurance, Witherspoon Insurance Agency can help. Let them compare their rates featuring National General Insurance. You get low down payments and low monthly payments. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby. Call 704-480-9595 or visit the website at witherspooninsurance.com.
Welcome back inside the Witherspoon Insurance Pregame Show. Terry, put your food up. I know you want to eat those chicken tenders and onion rings, but we don't have time, Terry. Come on, man. It's time for the power bowl. It's time for the power. Chew your food. I don't want any chunks ending up on that state helmet on the microphone. We'll jump.
Goodness, nobody eats this microphone.
Let's go over our What's Up Shopper Power Poll before it, of course, will change after tonight's matchups. And guys, let's start at 20 through 16. Coming in at number 20, it's the North Gaston Wildcats, and at number 19, the Bessemer City Yellow Jackets. At number 18, the Burns Bulldogs. Number 17, the Newton Conover Red Devils. And number 16, the Mountain Island Charter Raptors. 20 through 16 is the best team in that group. Shannon, go.
Mountain Island Charter is the best team. Right now, they're it's funny. They're what 16th in this poll, and we're talking about them. They have the best chance coming out of that 1A conference to win the championship. Yeah. And with Thomas Jefferson in front of them, and but anyway. I think as Burris goes, Mountain Island will go, and he's going to be tough to stop, and it's going to be interesting to see how far they can go in the playoffs.
Terry, who do you like 20 through 16?
You know, I'm going to have to go right along with him. I'm going to pick Mountain Island Charter also. I just think that one loss, kind of little conflict of interest of things that happened during that game that might have changed that game while it was all going on. But, Bessemer City did a good job of stopping what they had, but I think they really got a good wake-up call then, and I'm going to say Mountain Island Charter.
All right, now we'll jump into our next group of 5. We'll start at number 15, the East Lincoln Mustangs. In at number 14, the Forest View Jaguars. At number 13, the Maiden Blue Devils. In at number 12, the Ashburn Green Wave. And at number 11, the North Lincoln Knights. Now, Terry, you got some interesting teams in here, 11 through 15. Which one do you think is the best?
Well, I don't think it's I'm going to go with the coach that's really got people believing that they are pretty good, and that's North Lincoln. Every week he comes up with a good game plan for every game that he's played. Against Maiden, he did some things in that game that were different. Against West Lincoln, he did things in that game that were different to stop a high-powered offense. He jumped out to a great big lead against East Lincoln, and they held on to win down there. So I'm going with North Lincoln and Coach Basil.
I'm agree with Terry. It would be interesting to see, and it's funny how we're talking about the coach. We're not talking about the team.
I mean, I can't name. I don't think we've talked about any one specific North Lincoln player to this point.
Gribb, I remember Gribb. He's running the ball.
But you got Coach Basil there, and it would be scary to see what he would do with a team that has athletes that have size. It would be scary to see how he could game plan.
Yeah,
I mean that. But anyway. He's wet. They're going to be tough to beat, and I'm just going to say it now. Playing him, not their team, but him. He's going to put them in the right position to win, and they're going to be tough.
All right, moving into the top 10 now. At number 10, Stuart Cramer Storm. And at number 9, finally up into the top 10, the Shelby Golden Lions. And at number 8, the undefeated Thomas Jefferson Classical Academy Griffins. And at number 7, the 7-1 West Lincoln Rebels. And number 6, taking their first loss of the season last year, East Rutherford Cavaliers. Now, 6 through 10, you've got some very differing styles. You've got the wide open spread of East Rutherford. You've got the ground game of West Lincoln. You've got Shelby, who's seems like they're finally starting to figure things out in the spread. And once again, 6 through 10, who's the best team in that group, Shannon?
I'm going to pick. I'm not going to pick the North. I'm going to pick Thomas Jefferson because you mentioned, and Carson, I'm just going to use your words. You mentioned East Rutherford, the spread, but we see them play. They have trouble stopping teams.
Yeah.
Shelby figuring it out, and they are, and they're going to get better. West Lincoln, they've been successful all year, but Thomas Jefferson's been beaten. You can crap out there.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and say it. I
They
mean,
beat North Lincoln.
Yeah, and you look at that and you think, okay, well, they don't play anybody. Yeah, they do. That
played
1A
North
conference is
Lincoln,
tough.
yeah.
That 1A conference is solid top to bottom. And as McMullins goes, again, they're going to go. But it's all going to come down to, they're going to get through the season. When they get to the playoffs, now they're going to have to play big boy football. Now you're going to have to see just how really good you are. But I think out of this group, Thomas Jefferson, right now, I would say they're best team.
Terry, who you like?
I'm going to go with the West Lincoln Rebels. I think tonight is a big game for them. You had a lot going on.
Is the biggest game that they've had in a long time.
It is. It's a bunch of seniors
We're in new ground, new territory.
who are trying to change a lot. I mean, they broke a streak with Maiden that lasted for 33 years. Yeah, 20-game losing streak in that streak. They broke a streak with Lincoln, and that was 11 years of losing. And now you got a Bandits team that you haven't beat since 1992, 17 straight losses against them. So you have another opportunity to do something that nobody has done, And the more you put your name on stuff like this, people not only going to remember how good you were, they're going to remember all the streaks that you stopped along the way, So big game tonight for them. Hey, go out there, take care of business. Play team ball. I don't care who you are, how you play. There's 22 guys got to hit that field, and you got to have all 22 guys. And I had a coach tell me today, he says it's like this. If it's the last guy I put into the game, he has a job to do.
Yeah.
And everybody else has got to be behind him. And he's correct. Coach Sain told me that today. He said I believe in my top guy to my last guy, even if it's on third string. So, hey, West Lincoln.
We'll move into the top 5, starting with number 5, the slowly surging South Point Red Raiders. In at number 4, and a team that's been in the top 5 seems like all season long, the Bandits Trojans. In at number 3, your classic sort of program, the Crest Chargers. Number 2, the Kings Mountain Mountaineers. And in at number 1, still undefeated, 8-0, 4-0 in conference, the Hunter Huss Huskies. Guys, this is, like we talk. I mean, these are the top 5 teams for a reason. These arguably are definitely your 5 best teams in the region. So give me the class out of this top 5. Terry, go.
Well, I'm going to go ahead. It's Hunter Huss. This is a team that's fighting to do what the 1976 team did, 10-0. And then get to the playoffs. You just hope the same results don't happen if you go 11-0 and lose in game 1 in the playoffs. That's what that team did in 76. Lost to T.W. Andrews 31-21. Can you do something different tonight? You should win with ease and move on to 9-0 on the year. But a few good games left coming up, and you keep mentioning Ashbrook at the end of the year, the battle for the bell. You never want to overlook that game for them. But at Hunter Huss, McCoy's doing one heck of a job.
Shannon?
Terry, I agree with everything you said, but I'm going to pick a team that I've not picked all year, and that is South Point. They really opened my eyes last week by beating East Rutherford because South Point lost a great group of seniors they had last year. Okay, and they're rebuilding this year. They're like, and even I said that they're not going to win nothing. They may finish middle of conference or get in the playoffs.
Tradition never graduates.
Exactly.
Man, have you never been to Belmont?
Yeah, Belmont, I say that. But but South Point. These guys, they just stepped in and just did, as you mentioned a while ago, do your job. They've done their job. It's like, okay, he graduated, my turn. They stepped right in. And by defeating East Rutherford last week at East Rutherford, not only just defeating them, but matching them point for point in 2 different style of offense. East Rutherford's going to pass it, going to score quickly. South Point is going to run it down your throat. And they were able to do that. And so I'm going to say South Point out of this group. Those other 4 are, you can't. You would be hard pressed to say one is just. Terry says Hunter Huss. Yeah, I agree with that. But 2, 3, 4, and 5, they're right there.
Yeah,
they're right there at each other.
All right. So actually, Terry, I'm going to borrow this from you. We're going to go over the AP Prep Football poll for North Carolina real quick. We'll start in the 1A, and we've got the top 10 here. One team in our area making the top 10. First in at number 10 at 6-2, East Surrey. And at number 9, our local team of interest, the Thomas Jefferson Griffins, one of only 3 teams in this top 10 in the 1A undefeated. They sit at 8-0. And at number 8, at 6-2, Mitchell County. And at number 7, at 6-1, Pamlico County. 6-2, North Stanley at number 6. At 6-1, number 5, North Rowan. And at 5th place, and at 4th, 6-1, Murphy. And 3rd, Edenton Holmes. They're sitting at 7-1. In 2nd, undefeated 8-0, Mount Airy. And sitting in the number 1 spot, 8-0, is Tarboro. And Terry, this is a pretty stout top 10 right here. You think Thomas Jefferson has what it takes to really compete with all these teams?
I think they do until you get up to the top 2. Tarboro and Mount Airy
it's just a
are pretty much solid every year in and year out. Don't forget Murphy, another strong team. You know, a lot of people say about the 1A, it's really top heavy in the mountains or down on the East Coast. And, you know, that's what you look at a lot of times. Tarboro's awful strong, but again, I think Thomas Jefferson can go 3 rounds. And that's bad for me to say because they lead in this conference and going to battle for first tonight. But I think Mountain Island would be the team that I would put to go further than Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, records can be deceiving, and that's why Mountain Island Charter's not on there. But and another reason they're not a mountain school or a coach school down at the East. I mean, they're a team you've really never heard of if you're not from this area. Thomas Jefferson, they had a great year last year. As you mentioned, they went to Cherokee. That's when they lost. I think it may have been the 3rd round, maybe the 4th round. I think it was 3rd. But so, yeah, I mean, I agree with that, I guess, in a sense. But up there's your better team. Yeah, I mean, built for the playoffs. That's your better team.
All right, we'll move up into the 2A now. As sitting at number 10, undefeated 6-0 is South Columbus, and at number 9. The Cavaliers of East Rutherford's at 7-1 in it. Coming in at number 8, South Point out of Belmont with a 6-2 record. In at 7th, 7-0 Randleman. In at 6, also undefeated at 8-0 South Granville. Coming in at 5th, 7-1 North Davidson. In at 4th, at 5-1 East Duplin. And 3rd, Elizabeth City Northeastern undefeated at 7-0. Coming in at 2nd, also undefeated 8-0 Reedsville. And number 1, as we talked about earlier, Terry, High Brighton out of Lenore at 8-0. And Shannon, you know, given this top 10 right here, who do you think is the best team? I mean, we've obviously got East Rutherford that can put up points. South Point, that is, you know, a traditional powerhouse. And High Brighton, a team that hasn't lost in almost 2 years at this point.
Yeah, if you talk about, all right, High Brighton is going to be the top team because they're the top team around here. But if there's a team 2 through 10 that can beat them, South Point.
Yeah.
Because they're built that way, they can beat them. And because they can just, it's going to be a running game. It's going to be just, you're going to see how far you can get, but it's going to be our turn. So I'm going to say, out of that group, excluding High Brighton, and they're a very good team, I'm going to say South Point can, if High Brighton's your standard, and that's your state champion, that's the one you got to beat, South Point out of that group can do it. But that's not answering your question. You probably beat the bush a little bit. But
I like the answer.
Yeah, I think South Point has a better chance to
here's how I'm going to put that. Reedsville saying, I hope I go east.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah,
because, I mean, you got High Brighton, you got South Point, you got East Rutherford, you're going to have Shelby, all them bundled up in there. And, you know, if Reedsville's in that bunch and they said, whoop, throw us east, whatever it takes, and we'll come out of the east and we'll be fine. If we're stuck over here with these Western teams, I don't think they can get through.
Road,
you know, some of these teams that they're going to have. But here's the deal. It's High Brighton, and then, I mean, I don't mean this in a bad way. It's High Brighton and then the rest.
Everybody else.
Because they are that much stronger.
Let's just, for S's and G's, let's just have fun here. So let's say Reedsville and High Brighton, South Point, Shelby, and East Rutherford are all in the big little 2A, whichever one, they're all together. You're going to have High Brighton 1 and Reedsville 2. Now remember what we talked about a while ago. One of these 3 teams, and you can put in there West Lincoln, maybe even North Lincoln, just for Basil's sake. One of those 3 teams now may have to play at 2 seed. They have to go up to Reedsville. Reedsville say, hey, we're number 2. We don't have a problem because we have people coming up here. Now you got East Rutherford. Let's say East Rutherford loses 2 games. Now East Rutherford's going to have to go to Reedsville. And we'll probably go up there and walk the dog against Reedsville. I mean, that's how good this 2A group is.
Yeah,
I think around here.
It is.
You know, I think people look at the record and say, they're probably not that good this year. Yeah, they're pretty good. They just play some good teams. There's a lot of good teams in this area this year.
All right, now we'll move up into the 3A, and 3A's got you know, just about as many, if not more, undefeated teams in their top 10 in the 2A. Sitting just outside of the top 10 is Rocky Mount. They're undefeated at 6-0. Coming in at 10th, the Northwest Cabarrus. They're 8-0 undefeated. Coming in at 9th, Shelby Crest at 6-1.
Shelby Crest.
Hey, I gotta read it like the paper says. I know it's in Boiling Springs, but don't shoot the messenger. Coming in at 8, also
just fell out of a seat.
Coming in at 8, Watauga County, also undefeated at 8-0. And at 7th, another undefeated team, 7-0 Charlotte Christian. Coming in at 6th, Weddington 7-1. They've beaten Shelby Crest. They're the only team to give them a loss this season. Coming in at 5th is Southern Nash. They're a couple games behind at 5-0. Coming in at 4th, Hunter Huss out of Gastonia at 8-0. And at 3rd, Charlotte Catholic 7-1 record. Coming in at 2nd, also a couple games back, Jacksonville at 5-0. And the number 1 3A team ranked in the state, Havelock at 6-0. Terry, we've got several teams in our area. I mean, we're also pretty familiar with Havelock. That's where Jim Bob Bryant came out of. Who do you think is the class of this 3A right here, Terry?
Well, and this is me. When I look at that, Charlotte Catholic.
Yeah.
Because of their history. The history of what they've done. Havelock, hey, they got history too, and it's looked awful good. Jacksonville's always been a stout team. Weddington's a stout team. Southern Nash is a stout team. This thing is loaded also like the 2A. Are you going east or are you going west? And I think that means a lot. The only problem with it, Charlotte Catholic, and if they get bunched together, and I don't know whether they will in the 3A to the 3AA, what the endowment is for Hunter Huss or a Charlotte Catholic. Maybe that might be low enough to keep Hunter Huss down, instead of up. But, Hunter Huss, look up at the top 3 teams, and that even makes you want to play more because they're only ranking you 4th. You're pretty good. Even people from South Carolina say you're pretty good.
Well, I mean,
but they got you 4th in this poll.
Jacksonville's not getting any first place votes. Really, the only teams getting first place votes are Havelock. They've got 8. Catholic, as you mentioned, Terry, they got 1, and then Charlotte Christian also picking up 1.
That's why I hate polls, especially when they come out of Raleigh, because you're going to have teams down east. I mean, no offense, God bless these people that were in that hurricane, but who's the first team there? Is it Havelock? Who's the second? Jacksonville. I mean, those kids.
Southern Nash also.
Yeah, these kids were displaced, and some of them were, and they went through a lot of struggles. But that's going to wreck your team unity, and I'm not saying that as a negative thing. It's just going to happen. But you got a Catholic at number 3. How disgraceful is that? You got a Huss at number 4. Are you kidding me? I mean, do these people ever get out of Raleigh? Do they ever get out and just hear and watch these teams play? They don't. It's just by record. And if you notice, in the 1A, 2A, and 3A, the 8th and the 9th teams just from the West. I don't know if y'all noticed that. I just saw that. I was like, that's pretty cool. I wonder if that's a standard up there. If you're from the West, you're going to be 8 and 9, no matter how good you are. We're going to put you. We may put you up here because you're undefeated, but I don't buy any of this. It's all on the field, but go ahead. I agree with what you said about Catholic. Catholic and Huss, to me, and I know I don't see teams down east, but to me, those are the 2 teams around here. If they're in the same, big or little, if they're in the same together, can you imagine that ball game? It's gonna be a battle, and either one of them get beat. Crest could get Huss again, and it could be a different ball game this time. So,
all right, we'll go over the 4A real quick, and then we'll take our last commercial break. Coming in at 10th is 5-2 Butler out of Matthews, and at number 9, 6-1 Myers Park out of Charlotte. Coming in at number 8, South Central Pitt undefeated at 7-0. Coming in at 7th, also undefeated at 8-0, Hope Mills Southview. Coming in at 6th, 6-1 Vance out of Charlotte, and at 5th is East Forsyth. They're undefeated at 7-0. Coming in 4th place, 6-1 Richmond County, and at 3rd, Huff out of Cornelius at 7-0 undefeated. In 2nd, Mallard Creek at 6-0 out of Charlotte, and the number 1 team, also an owner of one of Terry's long winning streaks that we'll talk about after we come back from break, 6-0 Wake Forest. That'll take us to our last commercial break. Be right back on the Witherspoon Insurance Pregame Show, only on KTC Broadcast.
People are talking about when they listen.
I listen at work.
Mostly at work.
5 days a week.
The Boss, your beach oldies and sports stations, WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, and W268CU Shelby. Make your business or office the Boss of Carolina Country Listener Post. All you have to do is tune your radio in your business or office to 101.5 FM, 107.5 FM, or 92.3 FM. Let us know and we'll put your name on the radio. And each month we'll have a drawing from our area listener post for a dozen breakfast biscuits from the Creekside Clock Restaurant in Shelby, along with coffee or tea. Area listener posts include Shelby Hardware, Hendrick Appliance in Shelby, Sism & Sons Paint and Body Shop in Kings Mountain, Cleveland Lumber Company in Shelby, TSB Auto Trim in Shelby, Witherspoon Insurance Agency of Shelby, Blanton Cars East, Numbers Etc. in Shelby, McKinney Woodcrafts in Kings Mountain, Promotion Motors of Lincoln, Cherryville Signs and Graphics in Cherryville, Reed Lindsay State Farm Insurance in Shelby, Lowe's of Lincoln, Buffalo Creek Gallery in Shelby, Arnold's Jewelry of Shelby, Whaley Carpet and Tile in Shelby, RD Mattress Center in Cherryville, Sandy's Country Christmas in Shelby, and Eddie's Auto Parts of Lincoln. So make your business or office a Boss of Carolina Country listener post today. Great rates for good drivers and not so lucky drivers at Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby. From auto to home to life to health to business to motorcycles and RV insurance, Witherspoon Insurance Agency can help. Let them compare their rates featuring National General Insurance. You get low down payments and low monthly payments. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby. Call 704-480-9595 or visit the website at witherspooninsurance.com. You could be the next satisfied customer at S&R Auto Sales in Shelby. Come in now and check out the huge selection of late model, pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and more. And with a low down payment, you could be riding today. Come in for all the details, and chances are you'll be the next satisfied customer from S&R Auto Sales, 417 South Post Road in Shelby, online at srautosales.com. Open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 on Saturday. That's S&R Auto Sales. Bill Shuford Heating and Air and American Standard presents the American Standard Set the Standard event. Now through November 30th, get up to $1,000 in discounts on qualifying American Standard equipment, or get 0% APR financing with 60 equal monthly payments, plus many more special Set the Standard event offers. See Bill Shuford Heating and Air for all the details. Bill Shuford Heating and Air, 213 Campbell Street in Shelby. Call 704-484-0025. Get a free pumpkin at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. What did I say? That's right. Get a free pumpkin October 22nd through October 31st when you take a test drive at Renato Auto Mall. Test drive a Honda, get a free pumpkin. Test drive a Kia, get a free pumpkin. Test drive a GMC, get a free pumpkin. Test drive a Buick, get a free pumpkin. Test drive a pre-owned vehicle and get a free pumpkin October 22nd through October 31st only at Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, online at RenatoAutomall.com. And happy Halloween from Renato Auto Mall. Great rates for good drivers and not so lucky drivers at Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby. From auto to home to life to health to business to motorcycles and RV insurance, Witherspoon Insurance Agency can help. Let them compare their rates featuring National General Insurance. You get low down payments and low monthly payments. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby. Call 704-480-9595 or visit the website at witherspooninsurance.com.
Welcome back inside the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. Carson Dockery, Terry Reinhardt, and Shannon Allen. We've wrapped up all of our picks for Week 10. We've gone over the power poll, gone over the North Carolina AP football poll. And Terry, I know you've got some winning streaks you want to talk about.
Yeah, we go through this every week. In the nation, Lamar, Missouri, still on top, 57 games now. Coming in at number 2, Damascus out of Maryland with 49. Wake Forest comes in still at number 7 with 37. In the state of North Carolina, Wake Forest leads the way with 37 victories. High Brighton number 2 with 24. Tarboro number 3 with 22. And we speak of them being number 1 ranked. And Charlotte Christian has won 17 straight. But I went back and did a little bit of history because we come into like 3 weeks away from ending our season. And I went back and I said area teams from around our area that have never won a conference championship. And when I started out, I'm just going to start at the top. Stuart Kramer, but they only become a football team in 2014. Yeah. Pine Lake Prep, 2013. Lake Norman Charter, 2010. Drone, 2009. Patton, the year before, 2008. Then you go back to North Lincoln, Opportunity. North Lincoln become started football in 2003. They have a chance of winning a conference championship. They're in that mix. Highland Tech, 2002, they're not. But then you go back and you say from 1972 and beyond teams, and you had RS Central, St. Stephen's.
Really? RS Central's never won a conference championship?
No.
Wow, they've always been able to show.
Yep. And West Lincoln. So, West Lincoln, big game tonight, still have opportunity if you win. That's what it's all about, and you could win. But, those are two teams out of the same conference that might have a chance of winning a conference championship. I went back with the teams who had won 3, and Fred T. Ford had won 3, and a lot of people said, Fred T. Ford won 3 championships. Yeah, they did. 1981, 82, and 83.
That's a run.
They had won it all. East Gaston did in 1978, 95, and 2006.
That was AJ Blue.
Yep. Thomas Jefferson, 2014, 16, and 17. Well, teams with 2 wins, 2 conference championships in our area. Chase, 1975, 1976. Bunker Hill, 1980, 1988. North Gaston, 1972 and 2001. And Forest View in 2009 and 2014. Teams in our area with 1 conference championship: West Iredale in 1986, Cherryville right up the road in 2013, and Community School of Davison in 2015. So we got a couple of teams in our area that have, especially the West Lincoln Rebels, who have been a team for a long time and never won a conference championship all the way back to 62. And then you'll have North Lincoln in that same bunch since 2003. So.
All right. Well, that'll just about wrap things up for this week.
Hey, that was pretty good, man.
That was. No, Terry always brings it in this last little segment.
Trying to bring something to the
Terry,
scale.
we're gonna name this segment.
I want to be like you when I grow up.
Don't we all, man?
Well,
Don't we all? Just
you
wanna
almost
end up
caught
like
me
this? We'll come up with a name for this little segment next week, Terry, and it'll be catchy. We'll get you some intro music and everything. It'll be real nice. All right, but that'll wrap things up for the Week 10 edition of the Witherspoon Insurance Pregame Show. For myself, Carson Dockery, Terry Reinhardt, and Shannon Allen. This has been, once again, the Witherspoon Insurance Pregame Show on KTC Broadcasting. Be sure to listen into the Ronaldo Automall Postgame Show tonight after all our games from 10 p.m. until midnight. Until then, we'll see you next week.
You hear them pads going clack, 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 clack. You hear them clicks going tap, 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 tap. 704 beats by Alex. Yeah. First and 10. We in the trenches. You like the water cooler. You be on the benches. Think your team better, but they lack skill. First snap, I leave your backs in the backfield. Your quarterback scared, I see it in his eyes. Sent the receiver in motion, that's just a disguise. My linebackers, they stepping up. Clog a hole, no letting up. Taking on no big blocks. On 4th down, we get big stops. My secondary is balling out. Your offense keeps stalling out. How many yards? Like none at all. Call the special teams, don't punt the ball and it's gone. And you never see me fair catch. I get a block and then I'm gone like a Lear jet. My helmet on, pass strap tight. My jersey shining in them Friday night lights. Win, we just came to win. Win, we just came to win. Friday night lights. Friday night lights. Win. We just came to win. Win. We must protect.
See Bill Shuford, Heater and Air, for all the details. Bill Shuford, Heater and Air, 213 Campbell Street in Shelby. Call 704-484-0025. Now's the time to buy your new Kubota from Parker Farm Service in Kings Mountain. Right now, pay 0 money down. Get 0% APR financing for 60 months. Come on in now for all the details. All for good on the Kubota BX Series, the Kubota B Series, the Kubota L Series, and the Kubota MX Series tractors. Again, 0 money down and 0% APR financing for 60 months. Get your new Kubota today at Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain. The Roundup store in Shelby is having a round 'em up, clear 'em out, get 'em out of the way sale. Right now, you'll find odd and end sizes of windows, brand new at up to 50% off. Different sizes to choose from. But hurry, there is a limited supply. First come, first serve. Don't miss it. The Round 'em up, clear 'em out, get 'em out of the way sale on odd and end sizes of windows. Brand new at up to 50% off. The Roundup store, Highway 74 Bypass, East in Shelby.
S&M Sports Shop is your dealer for Under Armour sports apparel in Cleveland County. Come by and see the selection of Under Armour shirts, shorts, shoes, socks, and sunglasses. S&M is also your team outfitter for all local schools in whatever sport you play. They have leather jackets for all local high schools. Plus, S&M is your headquarters for Oakley Sunglasses. For all your athletic needs, go to S&M Sports Shop. They're located at 707 South Lafayette Street in Shelby.
This part of Cleveland County in the North Carolina House of Representatives. And also, an Auto Mall of Shelby, as always, bringing you Burns High School football. You're listening to the Bill Shuford Heating and Air pregame show. It's getting cooler at night, Matt. Might need to call Bill Shuford. Make sure that heating and air conditioning system is tuned up and ready to go for those cold winter nights. So, Matthew, you've been doing a little research on these Kings Mountain Mountaineers. Why don't you tell our little listeners about what you found?
Well, Kings Mountain 6-2 in the year. They're coming off a win last week against Ashbrook, 63-0. Pretty balanced attack. You know, we'll see a lot of their offense go through Wade and Raquelin Mack. Wade's a dual threat quarterback. Can definitely run the ball. Passing, he's 89 for 160 for 2,038 yards, 26 touchdowns. And rushing, he's actually leading rusher on the team this year as well. 87 carries, 398 yards, 3 touchdowns. So he's going to be a force to be reckoned with tonight for Kings Mountain. And Raquelin Mack, he's their mainstay at running back position. 65 carries, 315 yards, 3 touchdowns, and averaging 4.8 a game. But you can't count out the receiver, Kobe Paysauer, too. D1 caliber talent at wide receiver. 44 catches, 1,029 yards, 16 touchdowns. He's averaging 128 yards a game receiving. So definitely a skill player position. Kings Mountain's going to be really tough tonight. Looking over their stats for the year, their games, they put a lot of points on the board. Like I say, coming off 63-0 last week against Ashbrook. They put 42 on the board against South Caldwell, 55-0 against T.C. Roberson, put 48 points on the board against Cuthbertson. Their lowest output of the year has only been 21 points. So got a pretty high-powered offense there for Kings Mountain.
Yeah, they've been a little. Some of the results that have kind of surprised me. Like, I thought Ashbrook had a pretty good football team, and they just destroyed Ashbrook 63-0. So not really sure what happened there. And then I thought they should have beat the Shelby Golden Lions, but Shelby got them a couple weeks ago. Not that Shelby is a bad football team by any stretch of the imagination, but I expected Kings Mountain with their athletes to be able to go out and handle them. I think if they have, what I've heard from other people just talk is that they might be vulnerable on defense, but they shut Ashbrook out, which means they got to be good against the ground.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
When talking to Coach Devine, I apologize to our listeners. Was not able to get a interview with Coach Devine, but in talking with him in passing, that he thinks that we might be able to throw the ball against him. He's been working with Cameron Sweezy and trying to encourage him to look more for the intermediate routes. He's a young kid. He's got the big arm. He wants to stretch the field. He wants to throw it downfield, but maybe he's doing it a little bit too much. So they're trying to coach him to not always go for the home run ball, look for some of those more intermediate routes. Last week, it kind of shows in his completion percentage. If you're looking at what he did last week, he only completed 2 passes for 14 yards.